everybody. Here's another tip of the week with Moxi and Press, and I want to walk you through what you can do with the mailers that are either automatically made for you on your Moxi and Press account for your new listings, or if you are going to be adopting a property shared by the brokerage and you want to send out some mailers. So it's pretty easy to do. Let's go ahead and look at the designs here in Moxi and Press. And one of the things that you're going to notice, just like with all the other projects, as you scroll down, you got a lot of different options you can look at. And in this case, I want to go to postcards. So here there are 6 different pages full of postcards, everything from Spanish to English to coming soon to just listed, sold, open house, you name it, it's available in there. And you can also change whatever it says anyways. So you have the capability of really editing and doing some nice stuff with this. But just one of the things I recommend when you have all these different types of and so many pages worth of postcards, what do you choose? The first thing that I would do is come up here to kind of like your filters up here, and let's go ahead and change the task, and let's say just listed, because there's 23 different ones. From there, I can come over here to the design element and I can do either single agent, single property, team, whatever it is. Let's start with just the single agent side. So there's 9 options there. And then finally, I can also filter by Spanish or not. And as you go through, you can see here, I'm down to 2 pages, and these are all the different options that you have for just listed postcards for one agent. These first 2 that you're going to see are the newer versions that are available, which are typically going to be in the new listings that you get going forward. For some of your old listings, you would have gotten this last one that's right here on the left that's automatically been made for you with your listing. But if you want to choose something different, or you want to send out a just listed or open house or just sold flyer for a property that maybe is not your listing, you can come through here and choose one. So let's go ahead and choose, let's do this second one right here. So we're going to select it. Feel free to preview it, view the sample if you'd like to, and hit select design. This is very similar to any other project that you work with. Okay, I'm going to choose the folder that I want it in. So I'm going to put it into the address of the listing folder that I have. I even have one that just says marketing too. So if I want something more generic, I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and look for the MLS number here so I can pull in all the photos and some of the information that's already available. Hit save and continue and confirm. This will pull in all the photos, all the information from MLS and from Moxi to make it a lot easier for you. Now, while this is loading on the left-hand side, you can see kind of what this postcard is going to look like. You'll see here that the first page is this first section right here. You'll have these first 4 photos that will go through here. View photo 1, view 1, photo 1, view 1, photo 2, things like that. You can always swap these out by clicking this button here, then going to project photos and swapping it out with another photo if you want to do something like that. Next, you would go to, and as you can see here, we have photos, then we'll have text, and then we'll have contact information. So once you're good with the photos that you're going to have here, you're going to click save and continue. And now this will go to the text side. Now you can see there's not going to be a ton of information that's going to be in here. It's very kind of limited because it's a postcard. You may want to look at the property URL and make sure it's your website link in there. I typically don't have that because I think it just takes up a little bit of time. And then here I still have a little bit of red in the body, so I need to get rid of some of the I need to get rid of some of this description because it's not going to all come up. So you can rewrite something if you'd like. There's nothing wrong with that. I like just getting it in there just enough so I don't have to really remake anything. You can do a call to action. Okay, and I'm going to hit save and continue. Next up, it's going to come through and it's going to have your information, your phone number, that kind of stuff already ready to go. So once you have completed that, you're going to go ahead and hit save and continue. Now from here, you have a couple different options. If you want the easy version, which is going to cost much more to be able to do something like this, you can come down here and there's a partnership with Express Stocks to give you some discounted mailing capability. So if I do this, it's going to push me through to Express Stocks, with Century 21 has a partnership with. And then once we kind of get this thing loaded in, you're going to be able to pick either the street address. You can circle kind of prospect around. You can pick specific addresses. You can do pretty much whatever you want. I will tell you that I think the minimum is around 50 postcards that you'll need to send out, and again with some of that pricing and stuff like that. So when you actually get in, I'm not going to log into all that stuff, and it's a different form to actually do it. Just take your time, make sure you're sending it to the right addresses, and then you can either mail it out pretty much overnight, or you can just send out a regular mailer so you're ready to go and get that thing out there. So that's going to be a little bit more expensive because you're using a company to actually make the postcards and send it. But let's say, for instance, you want to go ahead and use Everyday Direct, or you want to go ahead and mail them out yourself. What we would do is once we're done with this postcard, we are going to go ahead and download it. So we have the PDF version of it, which we'll pull up here in a second. You're going to click here once this window pops up to just listed postcard. And then from here, once this loads up, you can see that what the postcard looks like, and it's going to have a front and the back. Now, there's a couple ways that you can go through actually kind of setting this up. You can go and change the printer type. Okay, so you can take the printer paper type, and you can go to whatever size, if it's 3x5, 3x7, whatever, 4x7, whatever it is that you're going to actually use when it comes down to a postcard. So if you're going to actually get postcards from the store and you want to load them into the printer and go through, you can do that. One of the things that I like to kind of show is, we can make this a little bit easier if you'd like, is you come over here to print. Now, make sure in your printer settings, you may have to go to some advanced settings to make sure that it is going to show up correctly in here. But what we want to do is we want to make sure it's color. And then when we go to more settings, we want to print on both sides, and we want to make sure we flip it so the second part of this, so the back of it is going to be on the back of the print here. And then what you want to do is we want to actually choose how many pages per sheet. So when we switch this to 2 pages, you can see now we have a front and the back on the front here. Now you can always make this a little bit bigger. You can always adjust the size of it if you need to. This is just one easy way to kind of do it. Like I can customize it and just kind of get a little bit bigger here. So if this is one way you'd like to do it, your postcard's basically ready to go. And as long as you're printing it on the, I believe it's the short side, when you print it. Now, always print 2 first just to see how it works. But if you go through and flip it on the short edge, you will have this bottom section here will be behind this one here. And then all you have to do is come through and cut that. What I also would recommend to do is if you're using Everyday Door Direct, I would probably go take this and put this into Canva personally. That way you can add the code that you need to be able to bulk mail that out. But if you're going to do your own and you're going to add labels and things like that, this is an easy way for you to get in and print or automatically send it out through Express Docs. And that's how you can use Moxi and Press to send out mailers.